Hi, I'm Dave. Welcome to my investment channel. Today I'm going to talk about the Tesla Cybertruck and the opportunity I had to test ride the Cybertruck at the reveal. And I'm going to be sharing my thoughts as a Tesla investor on what the Cybertruck means. Now, first thing is when the Cybertruck came out, it was interesting. I thought it was a joke, and everyone around me at the event thought it was a joke. They was like, is this for real? Is he kidding? And as the presentation went on, about halfway through, people were like, oh my gosh, this is for real. You know, this is actually the truck that, you know, he's presenting. What's interesting is most people at the event were so much in shock that they just didn't really have an opinion in the beginning. They're like, I have no idea what this means. What's interesting for me, which is they had test rides afterwards, and I was able to go, and I was actually the first in line. Actually, they had 3 separate lines, but I was in the first in one of the lines. And I was able to basically see the Cybertruck come up, and there were several other people in other lines that got to go first. And as I saw the Cybertruck come up and down and pick up people, I got to, you know, to see inside. Every time the Cybertruck came up and picked up people and left, like it just grew on me. It was like kind of interesting. Some impressions were the Cybertruck is actually a huge vehicle. I mean, it's hard to describe it, but when you see this massive truck with this headlights and the way it's designed, it just looks so intimidating. It looks like someone's gonna come out to get you or something. And this Cybertruck, like, people just need to see it. It's one of those vehicles where on the screen, it just doesn't do justice. You know, if you see this vehicle next to like a regular truck, it just looks more mean. It just looks more intimidating. And I think that's the hidden thing that people have missed, or have missed like not seeing it in person. And I think that bodes well for Tesla, because as it gets closer and closer to production, as they start showing people are gonna see this in person, and basically their impressions, in my opinion, is gonna be quite positive, and they're gonna start to see, wow, this is a big vehicle, and it's like intimidating, it's a mean vehicle. And I think those are actually good impressions to have for a truck. Now, it's interesting that Tesla focused on utility above all things, and the whole thing about having an exoskeleton, stainless steel, you know, taking a sledgehammer and basically trying to dent the doors but not being able to, even trying to throw steel balls through the windows, which it cracked, but you know, it didn't go through. All of that is to show the utility of the vehicle, you know, the adaptive air suspension, you know, the truck bed door that basically goes all the way down to the ground and acts as a ramp. And all of this stuff that Tesla is emphasizing, and actually having a plug basically in the truck bed. All this stuff is Tesla's basically touting that they've made a better truck, you know, a better usable truck than any other truck out there. And I think that's going to be interesting, because a lot of truck people love their trucks and how usable it is. And Tesla really has made a more usable truck. That's quite an accomplishment. And lastly, what's notable about the announcement was their specs. And it's amazing this size of a vehicle can go, you know, 250, 300, 500 miles, and still cost $40,000, $50,000, $70,000. And I think what Tesla has done is they've done an amazing thing where they basically have projected the advancements that they've made, that they will make in battery costs and efficiency. And I think this is basically a preview of their battery drivetrain investor day event next year, early next year. And they're gonna show that by incorporating Maxwell's dry electrode manufacturing processes and several other things, they're going to be making cells so much cheaper than now, and it's going to result in greater cost efficiencies, longevity. It's going to transform basically what Tesla is able to do. And check out my video I basically recorded about that. 5 reasons why I think Tesla is going to start making their own cells, battery cells, in 2020. Now, one of the interesting things is I think the Cybertruck opens up the possibility of a new line of cars and trucks for Tesla. And it's a completely different design language than what Tesla has so far. And it's actually designed and made in a different process too. You know, it's stainless steel exoskeleton exoskeleton is you're not going to use a stamping press for this. It's basically folded by, scoring the stainless steel pieces. And I think there's pros and cons. One is this is going to be an amazingly tough vehicle, and potentially it's going to save costs of manufacturing without a paint shop, without stamping press, etc. But Tesla's going to have a challenging production type of ramp where they're going to have to learn and develop probably new production methodologies, and that's never easy. So Tesla has its work cut out for them. But I think after they get over the hump, Tesla could be making this car for much cheaper than any other manufacturer can make a car like this. And yeah, I think it could be an amazing product. Now, what's also impressive is you take a truck like this and any other manufacturer will probably be hard pressed to sell 20,000 a year, or 30,000 a year of this type of vehicle in terms of its design and what other manufacturers can do. But with Tesla, they added such utility and such an amazing kind of long range capacity and low cost for that capacity that they've taken a truck that should be more of a niche truck and they made it into what possibly could be more of a high volume truck, possibly doing 200,000-300,000 units a year, which is quite amazing. Now, how will Tesla's Cybertruck ramp? Well, I think we know that basically it's not going to come out for another 2 years. So I think the first cars are slated at the end of 2021, and then the dual motor or high performance trucks will be end of 2022. I think there's a few reasons. First is Tesla needs to start making their cells, and they need to be integrating Maxwell technologies. This is all part of their whole strategy to make their own cells, and that they're going to be announcing that next year, I believe. And Tesla also needs to find probably a new factory, maybe in the US, either expand one of their current factories like in Reno or build another factory. And they need to develop a lot of new technology or methodologies to make this truck a reality. Now, in Elon's playbook, he doesn't per se figure everything out before he does it, meaning a lot of times these prototype, these reveal events are actually a proof of concept. Sure, they've been engineered to work and to be possible, etc. But a lot of it is they need to figure it out. They need to figure out how to do certain things more efficiently, effectively, more reliably, etc. And so Tesla's got its work cut out for them in the next 2 years. Yeah, I personally wouldn't expect the truck to be released any sooner than in 2 years. What's interesting is Tesla can possibly release other similar or designed cars or trucks. For example, I wrote an article or a post on Tesla Motors Club about Tesla possibly being able to release a cyber car, in a few years, basically, where it's kind of like the Cybertruck, but it's a lot smaller, a lot cheaper, easier to make than a typical car without a stamping press and paint shop, etc. And if Tesla's able to do that cheaper than they can make a regular car, then hey, that's just probably means more adoption, right? And it could be a big hit, and it'd be extremely difficult for other OEMs to copy, because I think the design, the manufacturing methods, the whole autonomy, the cost, the cells, etc. Yeah, Tesla's just increasing their lead. I think another truck they can make is just a regular truck, more of a regular looking truck on the same platform as a Cybertruck would be interesting. Another idea is a delivery van, right? You're looking at these Mercedes Sprinter vans. They're like very versatile vehicles. I think Tesla can make the Cybertruck platform into a delivery van type of platform, which could do amazing things. I'd imagine Tesla might be tempted to get into other fields like building a trailer, or even, I don't know if they'll ever build a motorhome, which that would be an amazing product, but they could always provide, have people customize a delivery van, like a Sprinter van type of thing. And the Tesla Sprinter van would have this crazy battery that people could tap into for basically a refrigerator, for heating, air conditioning, everything. You just need to probably add water, and you've got a whole RV in your van. Basically, it would be amazing. I think basically the whole point of the Cybertruck is Tesla's in a new point in their history where they can experiment with new designs like this. For the Model 3, they didn't have that luxury, because the Model 3 was make it or break it moment. They had to get it right. And so thus the highest probability of success lied in taking the Model S and just shrinking it in design, right? Because the Model S was widely accepted, enjoyed the look, the design, performance. And so the whole concept was just shrink the Model S and offer it at a lower price, and you have the best chance for success. Now with the Cybertruck, with the Model 3 and Model Y coming out, etc., Tesla's in a different place where it's no longer a make it, break it type of vehicle. And so with that, they're able to experiment with new materials, with new uses, etc., new design. And I think what it shows is that, Tesla has something that they can always pull out of their hat, kind of like this innovation. you know, that a lot of companies would just die for or aspire for, you know, to come up with a new product out of scratch. And I think Tesla is one of those companies that has that enviable type of trait, which is quite amazing. One last thought I want to close on is this. The design language is so different from any other thing that they've made in the past, like the Model S, X, or 3, or Y, or whatever, or Roadster. This Cybertruck design is like something from the future, and not just from the future, because the Model X is in a way kind of like from the future too, you know, these gull-wing doors come out, the doors open for you, etc., spacious interior, etc., drives yourself. But in a way, the Model X comes from more of an optimistic future, kind of like a utopia future where everything's done for you. The Cybertruck kind of comes from a dystopian future in a way, in my opinion, where it's like you need a truck to protect you, right? Bulletproof. Why does someone need a bulletproof truck? But hey, you do, right? Something that looks mean, right? Something you can live off of, or, you know, put solar panels and just like camp out in it. Something that just like, yeah, is an armored vehicle, right? And I think that concept is very interesting, that shift from the Model X to kind of more of a softer, optimistic future into the Cybertruck, which is much more kind of a skeptical type of pessimistic, darker future that it's coming from. Let's say it's coming from the future to the present, right? That's what I mean. But I think it's interesting to speculate on what happened, like what caused that type of like design shift. And I think Elon mentioned partially it was inspired by some video games. I also think, you know, there could be some other possibilities too. Like, I think it's possible that the world has shifted in some ways, where the possibility of a darker / more pessimistic future has become more of a possibility, especially with certain type of events, climate-wise or politically wise. And with that shift, it's possible that Elon and his team has caught on with that, and the Cybertruck was basically their interpretation or their vision of that. And I think if that really was the case, then it's a genius move, a genius product move in a lot of ways. I think largely driven by Elon, and so far reception has been great, much greater than probably, you know, most people expected from a truck that looks like that. And we will see. I put in an order for one just because I think it's an interesting car to have, you know, interesting truck to have if Tesla can release it. I want to end this video with a thought I had was, whatever happened to the Tesla Snake? You remember that Tesla Snake? I was just thinking about that the other day. I kind of need that Snake, you know, I sometimes forget to charge, and I just want it to automatically charge for me. I figure they have it figured out, like the AI, Vision AI would basically be able to see the charger hole and direct the Snake right into it. It's probably a solved problem. I don't know if it's such a difficult problem. Is it just not a priority? Yeah, anyways, add in the comments your thoughts. Is the Tesla Snake ever gonna come out? You know, if so, when will it come out and how much will it cost? Would love to hear your thoughts on the Tesla Snake. Anyways, check out some of the other videos I just recently recorded on Tesla. 5 things every Tesla investor needs to know for 2020. Why Tesla is gonna be making their own cells in 2020, why the shorts hate Tesla, why Tesla is gonna be added to the S&P 500, a bunch of stuff I just released. Subscribe, add a comment, and we'll talk to you guys later.